And we are radio checking. I think we've got some game sound. I hope that you've been able to find your way back to us. I do apologise for that. Occasionally my capture card decides to give up on its audio a little bit, but I should have known something wouldn't go all to plan. This is on board with Zen as he starts his trip out onto the Nordschleife circuit. I'd love to hear from anybody watching right now. If you could just reassure me that things are working okay. I will try my secondary screen then, and onto the green hell in the dark qualifying. What could possibly go wrong here for Zen, I wonder? He's got the very best starting position. Of course, we had a slightly early start to proceedings today to make sure that we get everything that we can done for one flying lap and finish roughly around on time for the main race to start. This, as I mentioned, is Zen on board his car right now, and we've got a few lights over the circuit, but not many. You are relying on those awesome headlights here. I do recall that Zen was very, very good at Nordschleife when we've been here before, so we will see if things can continue. If you've just managed to check in with us, do just give me a thumbs up that the sound is okay. You're getting both voice and game sound. Hopefully you are. It looks that way on my system. We're rounding through Arenberg and through Fuchsscheuche right now, and heading down towards Adenauer Forst at kilometre 7. Of course, of the 21 kilometre layout we have for you today. I want to say that's correct. That's not correct. 21 kilometres is the Nordschleife only layout, so a little bit more than that. Just dropping back to be on board with Glovas then, as we run on. There we go. Okay, super. I'll just double check the sound there, and it looks like we do have game sound, so fantastic. This is on board with Glovas. I'm not going to spoil his livery. He told me that I would love it today, so I hope it's going to be okay. And I haven't. I'm not being trolled by Glovas as we head round the Kallenhard corner in towards Weerseifen, and then Exmüller next. As obviously another jump down in this region as well, and lots of street furniture, lots of crowd watching the race as well today. Down into the super slow Exmüller corner we head through next, and this is the main spectator point on the circuit as we head through and into. We're heading around kilometre 10 of the main Nordschleife circuit and through. Go on the run through the green hill, the green forest, looking extremely intimidating for us. Hi to Kuroskai, to Roy Mustang as well. Thank you for showing up as well. We've got, I think, a safety car between laps 3 and 4, and it's only a shortened safety car. Of course, it won't be a full lap under the safety car condition. This is on board with Speedstars with TX. He heads over the yellow writing, and we've got a little touch of rain. Will this favour Zen? Well, certainly the wipers came on for a moment there, and there's absolutely nothing to be seen from behind. This is me pointing backwards. Very, very scary situation, and the rain is coming down now, so that is absolutely what the drivers did not want here in these sessions. They're on medium tyres because a soft set of tyres would not go the distance at all. Around a full lap. They'll be shredded by the time they get there, and now they have got to deal with not just the dark conditions but also the rain, and you can hear the sound effects. They are glorious, especially for those drivers in VR. Nürburgring, Nordschleife in the rain over the VR system is something else. Then we've got Junkai in P4. Kuroskai saying it always rains here. Absolutely. I think it rains more at the Nürburgring Nordschleife than it does in the UK, and that's saying something. Junkai in P4 on the track anyway, as he runs through. Chaotica's DMs here. So yeah, well, he's going to get a whole bunch of chat there. That's Junkai heading very much towards the barrier. Huge understeer through the first carousel. And a big spin. Huge spin then for Junkai. You saw it live with us. And that's not going to help his lap. And we've got a spin up front as well. That's Globas who's gone round. Globas around. If you ever fancy a laugh, go find my my Nordschleife go-karting in the rain video on my live streams as well. Had several of us trying to get up a hill and couldn't make it. That's Globas with a big spin. And then we've got a spinner right at the back there as well. That's K Morris going for a pirouette. But the question is, which way does the track go? You've got to keep track of this this kind of situation. It's very, very difficult. Here is Izzy, who's clearly caught the cars in front. And he's just going to sit and wait patiently now to see if he can't find a way through. There's quite a queue up ahead. Obviously, we saw John Kai spin. And then I think we've got Preston got in between Izzy and himself there. And lighting up the back of the car in front. This is Preston. On board with him. Plenty of headlights in the rear view as well. This is very, very scary prospect right now. TC5 says camp for this one. It's very, very tricky. Only thing you can do, says Kuros Kai, is turn up the traction control. It's Chaotica who is proving to be the stopper here. Binkit says, let's go Crayon Eaters for the Crayola team, I'm sure. We've got some very, very slow driving going on track as well. That was Aussie. This is Aussie, sorry, being passed there by the Obi-Wan Anakin Pod Racing Episode 2 livery pairing there of Django Fett's system. Auto drive is also an option, says Roy Mustang. Yeah. Oh, this is so very tricky. Astonishing has a bright green livery today, but we won't be able to see very much of it. Little jump on the way through there. And Copa in the Lexus. Low engine note in that Lexus. It's a quick car in a straight line as he comes through. We've got Floody. Of course, you just get the one lap option here. Floody near the back at the moment. K Morris tiptoeing around. The rain has stopped, but there is still a lot of standing water. K Morris tried the soft tyres. There'll be nothing left of those as he tries to break into the final braking zones of the circuit. They get this all over again, says Kuroski in the race. That's the best thing about it. Zen has spun. Why has Zen spun? Wow. Okay. Wasn't expecting to see Zen spin right at the end of the circuit. So it is absolutely a roll of the dice as to who manages to get the pole position. Globas with the first flying lap. TX beats him by 7.3 seconds in the end. Zen will be slower still. John Kai we saw doing some spins and dropping down the order. What happened there? Looks like Zen, did he quit out of practice? I think he might have done. Aussie with a 901 ahead of Chaotica's 904. It's really separating the drivers by a large degree. Heading down into the hairpin then at the end of the straight goes everybody to finish out these laps. Here comes Astonishing. How difficult is it to get the car at the right speed here? Medium tyres. I'm expecting to see K Morris barrel rolling his way down this section of the track here. But Astonishing dollars per win is being incredibly careful here to finish out the lap, and who could blame him? He's probably seen issues with cars in front. Safety car lap 4, says Saito. Very good, excellent. As up and over the crest onto the start finish straight comes Floody. Astonishing posting a 9th fastest. Floody just pips him there, and we'll see with 0 grip left on the soft tyre how does K Morris manage to get through this. Heading down through the gears, will we get any kind of performance here? So saw Zen spin around at this point, try and get out of anybody's way. I'm not sure it worked. This is going to be incredible then, as here comes K Morris. Zen and Saito, well, Saito's driving the safety car. Zen, I think, clocking in 12th. I think he's gone back out on track there because he quit out possibly and ended up resetting his practice time. I think his time will stand, but it's a 32.9. We're in the 9-minute mark then for the drivers as we have a look. It's Aussie just about through the mist and the gloom. I will change the temporary balance there. There we go, a little flash of the Team Maple Stars livery for a second there. Brilliant. Okay, well, that's very kind of whoever that is who's just done that. So excellent stuff. Who's just managed to light up the pole position driver. 901.674. Fantastic performance from Aussie. We'll just see if we can find anybody. This is Comacopa and TX heading off into the gravel. Can we go and sit underneath some sort of floodlight here, please, Aussie? As we finish out the session. I don't think I'll get a read on where everybody stands on the practice result. So we'll go through Aussie, Comacopa, TX, and Junkai with Chaotica and Zen. But I think drivers have quit back to the pits, and that resets their order on the circuit there. So you can see all the times on the tower on the left, but we don't get an official qualifying session because it would end before time is up. It's difficult to make a happy position there for all of that to come through. And Izzy down in 13th position. Let's just go back to no race results, unfortunately, but it should stack on the right hand side of the screen. We've got the start time listed there, and I think the grid will be set fastest first from practice. And we shall see how things go. Just to go back to the standings in case you tuned into the early stream that was aborted thanks to a sound issue. And TX leads the championship at the moment, this very early stage from Glovas and Preston. Zen, Izzy, Comacopa in 4th, 5th and 6th, followed by K Morris, Chaotica, Dollars or Astonishing, and Junkai, who also got the fastest lap there, joined 9th positions. Bloody Vic, Aussie and Shiesty have not scored yet, with Team Texas leading the way ahead of Crayola and Pod Racers, Maple Star, Deviants, the ODs, Space Cowboys, and Team Anaerobic Naturals. How things look at the moment. There is the 11:02 or 4:02 my time indicator, so we should be getting going very soon. And in fact, there it is. So let's get you the full screen to enjoy. We'll do our best, and I forgot to do the temporary thing. So let's see if I can do the temporary thing before the race actually gets underway. Let's do that. Here we go. We've just about got there. Look. Let me know if you think we are going to need driver names on the track as well. Round 2 of the championship at the Nordschleife. It's drop the clutch and go. Look like Comacopa got away from the grid very nicely indeed as we try to then filter down towards the all-important big stop hairpin at the bottom of the track here, down into the Yokohama corner. As we head down, and it's 3 abreast as they then turn left out of the hairpin and through. Everybody being pretty careful at this stage. It's Aussie well ahead then of Comacopa by 0.7 of a second as they go round the first few corners of the Grand Prix track very early. They didn't reset the lobby, so no more rain, says Kuros Kai. I think they'll be pretty pleased about that as they run through. Then it's Comacopa, Preston, Izzy, Chaotica and TX, with Glovas in 7th, K Morris in 8th position, Astonishing, Junkai, and a little bit of a battling going on here. It's Junkai on the inside against Astonishing, dollars per win on the outside there as Junkai slots through. Classic overtake into the Dunlop hairpin. We go with Junkai, good manoeuvring, and then a bit of squabbling going on as TX tries to find his way through here. It's just a massive headlights from that camera angle, and heading then down towards the end. Why so many people far back? The big hitters, and talking of big hits, into the back of TX Speedstars goes somebody. We'll try and check out exactly who that was as we run through here. This was on board with TX. Oh, there's a little bit of pinball action. There's lots of action happening from behind there. I want to lay the blame at the moment, possibly at K Morris. We shall go back to live action there, but we did have a lot of drivers having accidents and spins on the solo lap qualifying we had. It started raining halfway round, Larry, unfortunately, and that's how things worked out. But I think people quitting back to the pits managed to cancel their times as well. Here is Saito with the safety car lights. He will have to go all the way around a lap in order to get back to the pit lane, unless he just sits trackside and causes yellow flag until lap 4. Wow, it is so tight in the midfield here. I think, do you know what? I think we're going to have to turn the car name display on. It's just impossible. Not the car name. Oh, that's a problem then. And there it goes. Who have we just had off? I think that is K Morris. I think it is K Morris, who's just had an issue. See what happened with him. See if we can catch this. Oh, it's just someone into the back of him, unfortunately. K Morris then into the barrier with damage on the car as well. I'm sorry to say. K Morris down to the back then. So it's Komakopa who leads. He's got ahead of Aussie. And they're side by side on the way through this camera angle. Insane action so far. It's Aussie then who's dropped a position to Komakopa, and Preston's who's right with him. It's a 3.2 second gap back from the podium at the moment, with Izzy back fighting with Globus. Chaotica. Then comes John Kai, TX, and another car behind this group. But this is the battle on the provisional podium. Preston looking very quick at this stage. Aussie's gone for the hard tyres. That's probably explaining why he's a little on the slow side then on this opening lap. Incredible start here, as 3 second clear is the podium right now, and filtering through like mad. Here comes first the Lamborghini in the Slurm livery there, with John Kai in 7th. Globus heading in here to try and tackle Izzy's 4th position. Everybody here on the soft tyres, with the exception of Aussie in 2nd, Chaotica in 6th. As we come through, Zen's gone for the hards as well, and having a quiet start to the race. Zen be trying to take his time here. Lambo's had insane starts in the real N24, says Larry. I think it does favour this track quite considerably. Hard tyres, these cars at the back, with the exception of K Morris. Saito's put soft tyres on his Nissan safety car. I don't know if he'll get those soft tyres home safely enough to the pit lane. We'll be keeping as much of an eye on that safety car driver as we possibly can. It's usually quite entertaining watching the drivers do stuff here, and they'll be pulling off the racetrack before the Grand Prix circuit is complete. Once they've managed to pick up our drivers. Komakopa away beautifully at the moment. Medium tyres, and he just needs this group. He needs Preston to stay behind Aussie for as long as possible right now. Globus, the lead of the chasing pack here for 4th, ahead of Izzy and Chaotica. Hello there, says Izzy's Obi-Wan in the rear quarter view. I'll be keeping an eye on the weather. I did see somebody said no more rain earlier on because the lobby wasn't reset. Did you happen to see what the weather was as I checked out the race conditions situation? And it is already getting to daylight, so I'm going to regret having changed the temporary exposure. Oh well, we do what we can do. A little jump there from the Lambo, and John Kai gets ahead of him very nicely. Let's have a replay of John Kai coming through, as Chaotica, certainly one of these two cars ahead of him, goes slightly skyward, and we find a nice comfortable way through. Yeah, beautiful slow in fast out situation from him, very nicely done. This is John Kai then coming through. Chaotica in 6th, got TX in 7th. As Jim says, race day is here. Hello to everybody. Hello to you, Jim. Zen back in the Maple Stars livery, of course. And circulating nicely right now. Nobody's had any major issues, with the exception possibly of K Morris. No, and Saito isn't too far away from the group actually right now, as he tries to get this car around on its soft tyres. Komakopa, slightly updated, almost Grello livery here today. Very brightly coloured, as we've got Aussie Preston dropping back into the clutches here, as Aussie is somewhat of a moving chicane. Certainly a roadblock. That's a Lamborghini into the barriers. That looks like it was Chaotica, who just got it slightly wrong, heading through this section of the track. Onto the right, Larry sad, yeah, about the Grello. You're really going to blame that one on oil for Estre, are you? Oh, I think I was looking at last year's a clip from last year from Estre, who had kind of bullied a car into a flip. Again, another problem on the track, that time for Preston. The replay of that with damage on the car for Preston. What happened here in the Jag? Oh, we just got loose over the little jump there. Oh. Interesting from him. Django Fett's livery. 2 cars went off with this oil spill, says Larry. Was that the clip where the Dacia got through without a problem? The GT3s couldn't do it. Let's see Glover's crazy livery. We'll do liveries at safety car time. You know that. Kiros Kite. Komakopa leads by 5.4 seconds. Glovas has gone through. He has worked incredibly hard for that livery, Glovas. If those are individual stickers, no, they can't be. You've run out of sticker capability there. So Junkai and Aussie. TX in third. Junkai and Aussie side by side. Oh, off the circuit again goes Chaotica, making up his own lines right now and making it work somehow. I don't know how that worked for Chaotica, but in the go slow section at the end of the Nordschleife circuit and coming on through over the and onto the Grand Prix circuit now. Chaotica Estra says Larry. We'll see how he likes that one. It's quite the compliment as Glovas comes in then. He's managed to find some sort of dot matrix rainbow sticker set here. There is TX getting a little bit wide and squirrely. It looks like Aussie's defence has died off. P5 at the moment for Aussie. Tyre change is going to be super important right now as Zen is just sitting at the back of this group, not taking too much out of his tyres, thinking about how he can best position himself later on during the safety car period, or just before, just ahead of that safety car period, getting into the pits for a new set of tyres. And I have been racking my brains all week. I didn't want to look it up, but I can't remember the name of Django Fett's ship, and it's driving me mad. Or Obi-Wan's either. More rain on radar, says Kiros Kai. Great news for us here watching. That'll be absolutely worth seeing. And coming through, this is Floody with a Planet Express livery for Astonishing. And K Morris not far away. K Morris has pitted to get off his soft tyres. Astonishing has not pitted, I don't believe. No, he's still on his hard tyres then. K Morris started on the softs. How has he got through? I can't be right about this. No, he didn't. Did he? I think he did. Anyway, Komakopa 3.8 seconds in the lead right now with Glovas in P2. Is the ship name, says Larry. I don't know at the moment. I should have looked that all up before the race today. It's Komakopa 3.5 seconds ahead of Glovas in the Crayola. From at first glance, it really does look like a ton of work has gone into this one. Junkai in P3 with the OD's livery. I think this is OD's, isn't it, in the Lexus? So Junkai and Koma. Behind him, TX Speedstars in his Renault RS04. Not quite sure what the rear wing says on the car there. Ah, the Slave, thank you. That's the one. Did you look it up, Larry? Aussie over the top. Slave 1, is it? I have a feeling it might be Slave 1. Anyway, then we've got Aussie in P5, who started, of course, out in the front with Chaotica, who's been chaos personified so far today. Just 34 thousandths over that last timing. Beeman rubbing wheel arches and depositing Aussie in towards the barriers. Aussie will try. Yes. I saw that coming an absolute mile off. Here we go, side by side then. Aussie did get a couple of wheels on the grass there. Side by side we go. Little rub into the grass. Did he keep his foot in here? He was fully on the brakes. But straight, little bit of karmic justice from Aussie. And I think they got themselves back working again, but that one was insane from the two of them. Chaotica way back, just as I was talking about how chaotic he has been so far. I don't fully get the Slurm thing, but I like it nonetheless. It's Floody in 9th, K Morris in 10th, and astonishing, having been passed by K Morris. Look at this, really nice and close-up livery view here. It's the Crayola Dot Edition. Yeah, it's fabulous. There's Planet Express for astonishing, and Zen in the P12. Zen obviously going off the circuit for a moment there. Could have been caught up with the Chaotica issue there, but he was running 8th. He's dropped way back, and he's on the hard tyres he started on. He's just been passed by someone who started on the same compound. We wait for the safety car period, of course, during lap 4. This is a special green hell edition. That's brilliant. Fantastic, Comacopa. Love that beast of the green hell, it says on the roof. He's lost all of his lead, though, as his tyres are going. It's looking pretty foggy out there. I would not be surprised if we join a driver on board here. The fog has descended in the Adenauer forest, and we're waiting to see if the rain is going to hit as well. Full headlights on, of course, as we run through. It's got a great run here, Glovas. Can't get through there though. Comacopa always loyal here with the Webbo stickers. I was not able to follow what he had said to me before about the stickers on his race suit. We'll have a look at that in a few moments as well. Glovas gets into the lead of the race then during lap 2. Around the halfway point, managed to get the car back into that awesome livery there. Saito says, too cool for Star Wars. I've never seen The Godfather. We all have our pop culture crosses. Yes, definitely. There's a couple of movies I have never seen and I refuse to ever watch as well. Not those two that you're talking about. But for me, the one I will never watch is The Sound of Music. I'm not a big musical fan at the best of times, frankly. There was Junko's gone through. And here is the rain in the carousel. TX, Izzy and Preston will be finding that rain right now. Can they last out on the medium tyres? It doesn't look massively heavy at the moment. Yeah, absolutely, Larry. Chaotic in 8th, Floody in 9th, K Morris in 10th position. Medium tyres right now will be slightly better, I imagine, than the hard tyres. Zen and Astonishing making their way through. And of course, it is 0 to 0 time for the podium right now. Glovas starting on a medium. So did John Kai as they come through here. Thank you, Larry. I'm not going to take culture lessons from someone who knows Sound of Music, song titles better than Star Wars. I'm sorry. It's just not right. You've just dropped massively in my estimations, Larry. Glovas off on the exit there, just understeering. This is the famous hill section, of course, and that is John Kai spinning as well. We'll just have a look at that in replay, I think. This was John Kai watching Glovas drift out wide, chuckling to himself as he gets the lead of the race. And then that was just pure aquaplaning. The rear of the car, just as he changed up, hit a certain rev limit on the engine, and he sends himself round, clocks into Glovas. Comacopa has not managed to overtake either of them. He is tiptoeing. I think the drivers, looking at the amount of standing water, they're going to have to pit now, surely. Here, Glovas P1 heading towards the main straightaway. I've got a crazy feeling that Glovas has done this livery by himself here. He's actually made the Chevy logo with that dot pointillism art style. Glovas just can't rescue any kind of grip in the Chevy into the carousel, and Comacopa makes his way by now back into the lead of the race. We're not done with lap 2, and we've had 4 changes of lead. Back to Komakopa this time. It's Junkai in 3rd, Speedstars and Preston 4th and 5th positions, with Aussie back in 6th place, who claimed the pole position. But this is the time when the drivers are just unable to drive. We're about 50% standing water. Let me know what you guys think. If we're expecting the safety car to come out at the start of lap 4, this should be, I think, an ideal time to pit. A little bump draft from TX on Junkai down the tourist pointing grid hatchings that point the wrong way on the circuit. You can race this in reverse now on GT7. I've never had the pleasure so far. Probably should have tried that already. TX, Junkai, Glovas. Behind them, watching carefully, is Aussie. These very fast drivers at the front of our grid are dicing with death right now, as Komakopa having to discover the lack of grip all for himself here. And straight off the circuit, little pirouette from our Frenchman. Komakopa going around, and he's dropping back, and everyone's headed in towards pit road, but I think Komakopa couldn't make it. Here we go. Everyone else using him as a reference point out into the mud, trying to get back on the power here. And that was about 55% throttle, and the car just turned like it did on Junkai. And I think he decided not to go in pits. There was time to head in towards the pit lane. He didn't do it. Zen and Komakopa stay out. And Komakopa's in the gravel at the bottom of the hill. I remember a Grand Prix that ended that way, with so many drivers just down into that hairpin. There's no way around. This is going to be a very, very long lap 3 for Zen and Sorry, guys. Nürburgring Nordschleife never fails to entertain. Oh dear. I think the gamble didn't work out for Zen and Komakopa, who are staying out on their dry tyres. Zen is on cold, hard tyres. Yeah, I'm glad that you came to watch this one, Larry, because yeah, this one is pretty insane. Deviant Racing, Swan Lake. Absolutely. Junkai's out on the intermediates, and he's actually closing in on the cars in front. Intermediates the choice then, with about 40% standing water. Komakopa, you just have to tour around with 40% throttle until you're up into 5th gear, I think, here. We'll see how the car is behaving. I think most drivers have gone onto the tyres. We've got TX, who switched on to the hard tyres. So he's got the same situation, brand new hard tyres that are going to be even colder than we saw earlier. Intermediates on most of the cars, and the sun's coming out. The sun is coming out already, but it will take a long time for this track to dry out. So it is completely changeable. There is no alpha strategy. There is no plan A. There is just roll the dice each and every time you pass that pit lane. It is lap 3 then so far. We are down to 1/3 of the race has elapsed. Astonishing and Izzy out on hard and medium tyres. They have decided to change out. They've been keeping a close eye on that radar at the moment. This is a very nice looking livery. I can't wait to get really up into detail about this 182 from Izzy. Some fabulous details on there. And we wait then for our safety car. Junkai is in P1. He's put the intermediate tyres on, and Zen is going side by side with Floody. These drivers, Zen and Komakopa, who did not pit for new tyres, I don't know, they could end up a very long way back. They will have to pit, of course, for new tyres momentarily, but it's about how much slower you are here. They've lost a pit stop already. Aussie is chasing down Komakopa. They would just happen to be in the pits during the rain period, I think. And now the rain is starting to dissipate already. Certain sections of the track, such is the size of this racetrack, that it can be much heavier raining at one portion of the track than another. So running through the midfield here, Komakopa finding a little bit of speed again. But he has now been passed by 2 cars, Junkai and Floody, who have already made a pit stop and are touring on intermediate tyres. But I can see certainly Floody's inters starting to wear at quite an alarming rate. I would bet quite a large portion of money on Polymarket if that when Zen and Komakopa come in to fit new tyres, the weather changes rapidly after that next pit stop. We will see. German Ballet is very avant-garde, says Saito. Intermediate's the right call right now, says Larry. If it dries too early, those tyres are going to be absolutely toast, says Kuroskai. He's smart enough to stay off the dry line if it gets too dry. Yeah, great insight, guys. You know these guys fantastically here. Of course, Globas powering through. Very few drivers actually, surprisingly for me, electing to go on the intermediate tyres. Junkai's lead is 3.3 over Floody. It's 8 something over the next driver who has not pitted, Zen. Zen looked at his radar and said, I've got this, I'm okay. I can survive this period, notwithstanding the first 2 corners of this lap 3. But I'm worried now that they're not going to have a chance to pit on this incoming lap before the safety car closes the pit lane. We will see if that rule has been lifted for this one. This is a highly detailed, awesome livery from Komakopa. Green Hell Beast OD livery today. Aussie in 5th position, TX in 6th. The standing water is still quite significant, about 34% right now. No, yeah, pit lane not closed for Green Hell. Thank you, Saito, appreciate that. Didn't quite see that on the race briefing notes, or I just didn't absorb it when I read it yesterday. Aussie out there in the Maple Stars. It's just fantastic to see everybody racing so hard and so close here. TX in the moisture, and everybody makes his way past. Hard tyres, getting those wet. They may well last the rest of the race here. It's a Futurama livery, is it, the Slurm thing? So it's I think it's a Futurama deal. This is not something I watched a great deal of, unfortunately. I know roughly some of the characters, but that's about it. Probably better at Futurama than Larry is at Star Wars, by the sound of things. Junkai 2.5 seconds in the lead right now. Floody is flying on the intermediate tyres, but they need to open out a bigger gap than this, I think. It doesn't really matter for them though with the in-universe soda. Oh, very good, Saito, that's cool. So yeah, once they pit, of course, any advantage that they've developed under the safety car will be eradicated, so they will have to switch out the tyres. I believe Junkai and Floody started on the mediums, so it was about survival of lap 3 rather than necessarily getting into a great finishing position. Komakopa has definitely coped better than I thought he and Zen would. Zen's doing a great job up there as well after those synchronized spins through lap 1 and 2, turn 1 and 2 of lap 2 here. TX saying green out. TX is commenting. How are you doing that? I guess you've got someone logged in on your account. Is that right? Or you've been able to touch type that without and find the emoji of choice. Love to see it. Chaotica following across here with Preston just in front of him in the Django Fett Slave 1 livery, blue and silver from episode 2 Star Wars. We had the Phantom Menace pod racers from episode 1, and that is Izzy off, and it's Globas off as well. Globas and Izzy off at the same portion of the track here. Let's see. Was Izzy in front of him? No, that was Izzy in the lighter coloured car behind. So Globas is going to get just slightly onto the curb you would use all day long, and Izzy went wide as well. And there you go. Trying to get out of the way, I think, there from Globas. Right back to the P11 here. Astonishing. I believe Astonishing pitted. He must have done with the tyre wear left on the medium tyre. I think he might need to switch back to another set of tyres before the end of the race. 33 minutes and 50 seconds to go. Junkai 4.2 ahead of Floody here, who's been caught and now passed by Zen. Wow. Such is the difference in performance of Floody's tyres. Look, he's nearly halfway worn through his intermediates. That's more like a set of softs here. He's not using the wet line on the track here to cool them down, but I'm sure he'll be headed in towards pit lane at the end of this lap anyway. Most drivers, I imagine, will. Copa makes his way by. Where is our safety car? Is he waiting to come out? Not yet. I think it's the end of lap 4, possibly. So will they double down here? John Kai, stay on the inters or take a pit stop now. 3.7 seconds his gap to Zen behind, who can just about see him up front there as they head to finish out the Nordschleife circuit. Beautiful Ferrari throttle overrun through the exhaust there as we run down and out of the Nordschleife in towards pit lane. It's Zen and Copa coming in. John Kai's in as well. Everybody has pretty much trashed those tyres. Aussie retakes the lead of the race then after leading for the first part of lap 1. Aussie back in front. He switched on to medium tyres to try and cope in the rain there. And as I said before, I think escaped the worst of the rain while being in the pit lane and having the that deluge come down. Managed to get around turn 1 and 2 as well, better than the other dry tyre runners of Copa and Zen earlier on. 4-way tight battle for the lead of the race as we come through this one. So we've got Aussie in that first position, Chaotica in second, Speedstars TX in third place as things stand. I'm going to turn off the driver names now because we can make out our cars well enough. It's TX in third position. Almost looks like a default Renault livery on TX car here. Can you make out what's on the rear wing, folks? It looks like a row of ducks. But I'm not sure. Here is Preston's Django Fett colour scheme. Fun fact, my cat is named Django. Same as Django Fett, spelt the same. The Lucasfilm logo on the back wing. Is it Tweety Pie? Is it a duck? I don't know. We'll try and find out, but rear wing messages on GT3 cars are somewhat difficult. Is my cat the worst character in my life? No. No, my cat's awesome. He's a void black cat, so very hard to photograph. Preston in fourth. K Morris is back in fifth place, having picked up a bunch of positions. We've got Izzy in P6, John Kai in seventh, Astonishing in eighth, with Floody in ninth position on the medium tyres now. Then we've got Copa. Are those Pac-Man on TX car? We'll try and have a look. Definitely. Would you have multiple Pac-Men? Pretty sure Pac-Man or Mrs. Pac-Man were only ever solo operators in their respective universes. This is Team Maple Leafs. Sacrilege to both countries, that roof design, I have to say. It's a mashup there. Zen then fighting with Copa as they have been throughout the course of the race. Just right now it's over 11th and 12th positions. Globas made that pit stop. Zen is very, very racy today in the Ferrari. He's absolutely got this hooked up. Little flash on the lights to Copa. Copa, I say from bitter personal experience, is a very tough customer to pass, especially in this region of Germany. So there's the flash of lights again. But Copa has no reason to give that position up to Zen. I'm not quite sure why Zen is flashing his lights in frustration. This is a race for position on identical strategies, these two. Well, having said that, actually, Copa has put the hard tyres on. Larry says flashing lights like that is the worst. I think Larry's being slightly ironic there. No one is entitled to pass, says Larry. Oh, okay, fair enough. Yeah, this is where we had one of the funnier moments of my Deviant racing career. Was the spin turn at the end at the start of the Dottinger Hoche into Schwalbenschwanz. Let's see, is he going to spin here and get into position? Is he going to do a really sensible 3 or 4 point turn, Saito? He is. That's disappointing, Saito, if you're watching. I was expecting a full-on drift moment there. waiting off off circuit. Hasn't picked up a penalty yet for crossing the pit exit line. Chaotica leads ahead of Aussie and Speed and TX. I'm so used to ignoring drivers' prefixes on their names because it's often like a team or a server channel, as you see DVNT, several drivers here. But I always ignore TX, and that's how he's known. Tex is there in P3. So Chaotica in first, Aussie in second, TX in third, with Preston in fourth place. Izzy in fifth. Some distance back, some 12 seconds, but that won't matter. I imagine anyone on medium tyres on this lap will head on into the pits. Oh, now we get to see what those things are on the roof. Is it some sort of sports trophy? Is it a basketball trophy for the Spurs? Is that what I'm looking at? But he's got, that's the bottom line, Stone Cold said so on the roof as well. What are we looking at? Some 5 something. Can you tell what that is? I don't know. I will leave it to my American-based live viewers to tell me what's on that rear wing. And we have Preston in that P4. Yeah, I think if you feel like a driver hasn't seen you for some time, or they're in the class below, a flash is okay. But just constant harassment when you're fighting for position is a bit annoying. 5 Spurs Championship trophies, said TX. Ah, gotcha. Awesome. Well, it did look like ducks to start with. So round the carousel we go for Junkai. The Astonishing in 8th. Floody in 9th. Is it the end of the basketball season? I think it's over now, so they just won another one. Is that the deal? There was a question mark on the back wing there, so is that what he's saying? The 6th is as a possibility. How are you typing, TX? Anyway, Zed in P10, M. Glovas in 11th, with Komakopa in 12th. He's on the hard tyres now, Komakopa. Here is Saito waiting patiently. And the Slurm 24 of Chaotica. Who would have put Chaotica in a clear lead of the race during lap 2 there? Gotcha, yeah. It's TX Senior, got you. That makes sense. Awesome. Okay, well, good luck, San Antonio Spurs. Wow, that was huge from TX that time. Check out the air, the front splitter caught here. Let's hope we get the right camera angle. That was a massive little jump. Massive little jump. You know what I'm saying. As we head towards this one. Ferrari. That's brilliant. Almost taking off into the right-hander there. Car number 14 for TX. Preston in 4th, Izzy in 5th right now. Izzy some distance back though, as I said, 15 seconds now, trying to tour around on the hard tyres. Get rid of those hard tyres, possibly. 25 minutes to go as the cars are catching and have possibly already caught now the safety car. Let's see. And there you have it, blue flags. Oh, they are stamping on the anchors, and down comes the rain once again. Then what is going on with these drivers? How could they not see our safety car as they come through? What was going on here? Fighting like hell into this corner. There's the safety car, and was it just the fact that it suddenly started to rain? Wow, I was not expecting something like that, I have to say, as they head through there. So let's have a look at these liveries. I think this one is unchanged. The Team Maple Start in the 55, and then the Futurama inspired Slurm. I appreciate the Webbo sticker on the roof as well. That's awesome. Mom's Robot Oil, Wimmy Wham Wham Whoa. Ooh, can't read because he scratched the Wimmy Wham Wham Wazzle. As the Space Cowboys team, the number 24. Very smart. If it didn't constantly remind me of Red Bull, I would like it a lot more. I have to say. The San Antonio Spurs livery. I actually had a basketball that was the San Antonio Spurs. when I was a kid. I had no basketball knowledge whatsoever, but it was gifted me, I think. But it does also say, that's the bottom line, Stone Cold said so, on the roof there. I don't know if he was a San Antonio resident, was he? Let's try and get these done then. Slave 1 for Django Fett, and then we have to wait in the pit lane. I'll try and go back and see a couple of cars here. And no one's staying out though. Everybody's switching onto the tyres. Saito has the loneliest safety car run here. Floody has decided to stay out on those dry tyres as the rain gets worse and worse. Coffee Roastery livery here for Floody. And some Snoopy stickers as well. Not entirely sure what we're repping, Floody, but I will be here for coffee for sure. BMW at 65 miles an hour cannot grip down into that hairpin. And he starts to skid around. Nice little sequence from him. There's John Kai in the new original Deviants livery option with the pink. Again, a lot of work going into this. Great patterning effect as well. And a huge Webbo sticker on the rear view. Does that track if from the inside? You can't quite see it from the inside looking back, unfortunately. Then, of course, the crazy Globus designed Crayola Dot Edition. Now, has he essentially can't have put all these stickers on, but he's managed to layer these colour stickers over all of the logos, and I think that is what is turning everything in. But I would love to know how he's built this, because the Chevy logo is dot matrix on the roof as well. This is, I would imagine what's happened is he's put a black net-shaped sticker over the entire car, over the top of all these colours. But how, I do not know. Amazing stuff. Oh, I'm completely with you there, Larry. If you see, well, it's a Red Bull livery or Team Redline livery, or a Senna helmet on a Brazilian driver, and you know you're in for trouble. I completely support that message. Here is Obi-Wan and Anakin's it's sort of interplanetary ship colours. Obi-Wan's lightsaber on the bottom there. Bantha in the Fanta logo. Love to see it. And of course we've gone for the Webbo Star Wars style sticker as well. Jabba Hutt I like to see as well. That's great. And a little stencil effect, R2D2. And then have a quick look at Copa. Bit of horn bashing. We go green once again, appropriately enough right now. Copa's livery, I mean, it's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. And a green hell message on the roof as well. It's asymmetrical. It really looks the business. Great stuff. I have no more brakes, it says on the back. We've got drivers on intermediate tyres. We've got astonishing on medium tyres right now. This is very heavy rain. Chaotica from the lead of the race has picked up a 2-second penalty. That will not be for a pit lane infraction. Larry saying Globus' livery talent knows no bounds. Absolutely, it's fantastic. I'd just love to know how it's done, but maybe he's like a magician, doesn't like to tell to reveal the tricks. John Kai in second place then to Zen. Is everybody going to make it through these turns? Intermediate tyres for the majority of the field right now. I believe it has stopped raining again. Maybe I'm wrong. Little shake of the windshield wipers there for Globus anyway. Car's looking absolutely on just on the limit of grip. Doesn't quite accurately describe this. Copa is on intermediates and finding speed suddenly relative to the cars in front. No one else is on dry tyres in this lead group. Rain is done, says Kuros Kai. Right, Kuros Kai saying that was yes, we saw the incident behind the safety car, which was bizarre for me. because it was fully visible, but I guess other cars found it to be their view to the safety car obscured. A fantastic view of everything with 18.5 minutes still to go in the race. Zen leads Junkai, Globus, TX, Aussie and K Morris. Izzy and Preston not far behind as well. Top 8. As Izzy was some 12 seconds down, obviously before the safety car period, bunched the whole field up too much at the front of the grid. Anyway, it could be absolutely anybody's race here right now. Certainly in the top 9 drivers. Copa on the tail of that group right now. Intermediate tyres for everybody. I think there will be another tyre change as the rain continues to dry out. Kuroskai telling us that the rain has now stopped for good. But I think it was Kuroskai who said that it wasn't going to rain at all earlier on. So, do we believe Kuroskai's weather forecasts? Let me see. I can't see back who said that it wasn't going to rain again. No. Zen, Junkai, Globus, TX, Aussie, K Morris, Izzy, Preston and Copa in quick succession here as they run through. I'm just waiting for the next problem. K Morris back end stepping out as we saw the Chevy do in the hands of Globus earlier on as well. Whoa. The spray effect in the setting sun there, brilliant. Of course, we will then end in night conditions, I'm sure. Golden hour, golden fog and mist and water vapor hour right now as the sun is starting to set for our drivers. How does it look on board? This is on board with K Morris as we run on. Little wiggle from the Ferrari, from the Chevy, no, Ferrari in front of Aussie, the Maple Stars. Some daylight between Globus, no, and I was going to say Globus and Speedstars. It's actually TX and Aussie, 1.5 seconds. The long 9-car pack has started to split in two. We have one driver at the absolute back of the grid, and looks like he is having issues. We've got a lot of very slow turning, but that's the carousel for you on the track map. It's Floody right at the very back. 2 windshield wipers for Floody, not helping him particularly here. He's on those medium tyres. He's wearing through those medium tyres at probably too rapid a rate here to see him through to the end of the race, but maybe the fuel wouldn't make it anyway. Zen ahead of Junkai, ahead of Globus. It's all about surviving and making the correct decisions here to be in with a shout at the end of the race. And we may still get more rain. The rain right now has stopped, but right here we're hovering between 45 and 50% standing water, getting to the point with these elevation changes uphill where just a shade too much in the way of revs in the low gears will have you spun around. Inters are holding up well so far. TX in the Spurs livery here, chasing down Globus. Let's join TX on board here and get every bit of motion as we come through to finish out through Stefan Beloff and then Schwalbenschwanz. Big opposite lock moment there for him. Some of the headlights behind him have come on through the mini carousel. A couple of right-handers left to go before the Dottinger Hohe, a long Dottinger straight with Moispath on the left, Nürburgring on the right, the regions of Germany in the Eifel Mountains. How much of a slipstream can we generate here behind the cars as we run down this long straightaway? Junkai in lockstep with Zen, Globus with TX behind, gap to Aussie And then Izzy has dropped back significantly right now. His Inters are not happy. Neither are Preston's. I think they have won those through incredibly fast here. Looks like a 7-lap race, says Kuros Kai, depending on Floody. Okay. Komakopa in P8. It's not the kind of race circuit you want to show up to without a lot of practice. There's the dry line starting to form. 2 wheels off into the wet side of the track for Chaotica, just cooling those Inters down. Floody, we saw Chaotica having to pit previously. Lap 6 begins with 13 minutes left on the clock. The drivers are running 9-minute laps. We may not even finish, depending on the overage. We may end up finishing the race under the clock, not over the start-finish line. We'll have to wait and see. Sometimes we don't manage to finish the race at the checkered flag point past the pit lane here in the Nordschleife. It's then in P1, almost 1 second ahead. Didn't decide to pit on this lap, going to run the intermediates, but the difference in the amount of tyre wear is insane. The top 3 have barely touched the tyre wear on their Inters. I think Zen has been keeping them cool all the way through. Look at this work from Zen. I think Glovis has been following along, doing something fairly similar. TX in P3, and then you go over to Aussie, who's out in the dirt right now. His intermediates are down, wearing at a far more rapid rate. Did I just see a couple of streaks of rain across the camera lens there for a second? Let's just join Aussie on board, see if there's any, see or hear if there's any water falling from the sky, or it's just being kicked up from the cars in front. Doesn't appear to still be, apologies, hit the replay buffer instead of the, what on earth just happened? It suddenly went dark. That's insane. How did that just happen? It would just go, cut to replay, and it's suddenly completely pitch black. That was quite rapid. It's Izzy in P5. This has been quite, there's been some quite entertaining moments on the race today. Zen ahead of Gloas and TX at the head of the field. 3.3 seconds away with some 11 minutes left on the official clock. Gloas right with Zen, waiting to pounce here. I wouldn't fancy being in that Chevy as the tyres wear off. But they may have to take a pit stop before the end of the race here. I will just have a look back through. We've got TX in 3rd, Aussie in 4th, Izzy in 5th. Izzy's intermediate tyres, if they make the end of the lap, I think he's going to be very lucky indeed. I think he's going to be spinning and hitting into the barrier very soon, unless he can cool those tyres rapidly. Astonishing. On dry, medium tyres, could be in a good position here. I think he's used all of his mandatory tyres. So if he can survive, I think he's within a pit stop potentially of the drivers in front. 30.2 seconds for a tyre change. I think it's a relatively short pit lane. If they pit at the end of this lap 6, Komakopa in 7th. Also switching onto the medium tyres. He's 30.8 seconds away from the lead of the race, and he's off. And into the barrier, Komakopa's kept going, but he's got some damage on the car right now. That's going to hold him up. Chaotica, never far from the action so far today. Chaotica's right there. He's gone on to the mediums. The second half of our field very much decided as we head due north and into this orange setting sun in the backdrop there. Preston in 11th. Everybody back here on the dry tyres, but Floody might have put dirt tyres on by the look of his current route around the Dunlop hairpin. He will be very much behind here, but still picking up points for the team. Zen, he won by 1.7 seconds. His car coming alive now because he's got that extra grip after protecting his Inters so well. Can he open up the gap that he needs to make a dry tyre pit stop and bring this home to a finish? He's got a lot less fuel as well, so Globas might well be fueled to a finish here, but I don't think he's got the right tyres at all. They're certainly not in a good state. Let's get a check on Izzy's tyres. Wow, that's a horrible place to be for Izzy. He'll just have to turn his tyre wear display off and stop thinking about it just try and drive on feel here. Does race in VR, is he? But I have to say the haptic seat that I have from Sensit Haptics does make a huge difference. You can literally feel when the wheels start to spin aquaplaning and start to correct it before it's translated through to the wheel. So I have had it save me at this very circuit in the rain before. TX in P3 in the Renault. And that is a purple sector of the track, around half distance there for TX. What can he do from here on in? He is 5.8 seconds away. He's also on the intermediate tyres. Can he keep those alive for an extra lap, I wonder? He's got enough fuel on board. Where are the dry tyre runners? It's Komakopa, 34.5. It looks like Zen on his inters is still faster here than Komakopa. Certainly has been for the first half of the Nordschleife circuit. Whether Komakopa should now start to, as long as he can stay on the dry line here, should start to go. Slightly dodgy graphics there, I think, for a moment. Unusual for GT7, but you can see a very clear wiggly line there for the dry and wet lines on the circuit. You can see how they've designed it. But just this contrast ratio kind of exposes that a little bit. Around we go, 7 minutes on the clock. So there will be this lap and hopefully most, if not all, of the following lap left to go. And I do believe it's raining again. I may be wrong. Let's keep an eye. Something about what happens visually as we go around the carousel. It does feel like rain coming down, but there's no wipers on for Komakopa at this stage. Astonishing in P7. Junkai in 8th. K. Morris in 9th. Glovas dropping back, says Jim. P3, Glovas. He's now 9.8 seconds away from Zen. And TX is 6.5 seconds. It's more about Zen driving the wheels off this car right now. Trying to open that gap, get himself into a good position to put some dry tyres on at the end here. Komakopa has stemmed the losses to Zen, but he is still 36.5 seconds away from Zen. I don't know if Zen would fancy a set of softs, because it could be we don't go the full 7th lap at the end here. And he'll have some great tyres on to finish this one. Astonishing Izzy. Junkai fighting over 6th, 7th, 8th positions. Astonishing goes back round the outside of Izzy. Those are the all red front tyres of Izzy. It'd just be like he's driving on jello as he tries to turn the front of the car into these corners. Absolutely no grip whatsoever in the Jag. Being passed now by Junkai. That's a long portion of the lap still to go for Izzy. K. Morris muscling his way by. Doesn't want to get stuck behind Izzy at this stage, with Preston back there as well. And Chaotica, a minute 14 from the lead, with Floody in 12th position. Zen leads by 7 seconds. That's what 7 seconds looks like down the Dottinger Höhe, as we wait to see whether Zen will head on in. A bit of photobombing going on by our marshal there for a second. Glovas, P3, has a 24.6 second gap over Aussie. And Aussie and Komakopa just came together, or was Aussie off the circuit? Let's have a look. Aussie, that was slightly on the wet side of the circuit. He's gone through those inties. He's worn the rear of his car more. And it's a little bit out of shape. Komakopa's going to come charging by. Full drift going on. Oh, he just avoided contact there. But not the best from Aussie, unfortunately. Zen, Speed, TX and Glovas in at the end of lap 6. I would imagine Floody will get across the line before, just after the clock has gone dead. Astonishing, P6. Let's see where Komakopa ends up here with the drivers in the pit lane. Zen's already out of the pit lane, coming out of the pits already. That's insane from Zen, opening out this gap on Komakopa, as we see Komakopa's view of life here in P3. We'll try and find a safe way to break down into the corner here. Staying on that dry line, which is blindingly obvious where the dry line is. But Glovas on soft tyres couldn't get the car stopped. Loses a couple places. Fresh out of the pit lane as Glovas. Older tyres on Astonishing and John Kai as they get by. What did Zen choose on tyres? He went for the soft, so did TX. I think they are betting on hitting the overage before the end of the lap, because it's not comfortable to run one hot lap on the softs. Glowing front discs on Comer Copa's Lexus in the original Deviants team. Is he maybe auto driving this? Is Guy? Well, that would be something. Let's have a look at Izzy. Hazards are on, but I think he's gone in and put on soft tyres. Floody still heading through the final sector here with 2.5 minutes left to go. Will he decide to call it a day and wait at the start-finish line? I would say I hope so at this stage, because we don't really want him to run his entire final lap. I'm sure he won't get to do that anyway, but Zen is still pushing hard. TX is definitely keeping the pressure on the front of the grid, coming up on 2 minutes left. We're running through then back onto the Nordschleife, of course. Super slow, tricky start to the Nordschleife circuit. It's Junkai in P5 right on Glovas' tail. Junkai on the hard tyres, he's barely used these. Glovas on a new set of softs, and he's got a 19.6 second lead to the leader, but just 9 seconds to Comer Copa, who's on mediums. And well, for a second there I thought he was off, but it was just the camera going wrong for Comer. P3 right now, and in a good position to hold on to that. Bit of no man's land for Comer Copa. TXP Stars in P2, and just a minute 10 left on the clock. Junkai in 5th, then back to K Morris in P6. He's had a very strong race, with the exception of maybe the first lap. It's been really strong for K Morris. Preston in 7th. Very close between these two, half a second only. Then comes Astonishing, some 14 seconds further back. Let's go back to Floody and see where he is. Will he make he will make the start-finish line. I hope he just stops, though. There he is, driving at 50 miles an hour. I think he doesn't really want to cross the start-finish line. So this is Floody. Yeah, he's just going to wait 30 seconds there to wait for, so he doesn't have to complete any more of this race. I'm not disappointed by that with Floody. I think that's probably a very smart call. There's nothing to be gained from running an extra lap on your own. 2 seconds between the leaders. Zen pulling away right now from TX. And we'll see. Oh no! It's Zen who's just lost the lead by himself there. Zen, right at the end of our race as the clock is about to go dead. This is what went wrong for him. I hate this corner sequence with fiery passion, personally. Yeah, Floody and Zen just off into the wet section of the track there on the outside. Kira saying if he wanted to be evil, he could cross the line and end it for everyone. There is that. I mean, it would actually be really kind to my follow-on stream. I'm already 3 minutes late for their stream, so he did it. Says Floody. He did cross the line. He's just basically decided, right, that's it. Maybe on race radio they've said just cross the line, Floody, please. With 38 seconds over. We'll see if it's listed as 60 or 90 seconds overage. Possibly, might even be made even more here. But it's TX who leads this race for the first time on the final lap with his Go Spurs Go on the windscreen. Zen will definitely have something to say about this. He'll be livid with the mistake there. Well, you can't even call it a mistake in these conditions, just overestimating very slightly where the dry line was going to be into the corner, getting his tyres slightly damp. And Zen is off again. Zen is off again in the grass. Unfortunately, just the most minor of little contacts with the grass there. Maybe he was a little bit unsighted. He's taking a different line to TX, just showing his headlights in the mirrors of TX as we turn to the right, up and over, staying on this dry line, but again, just overspeed. Just contact with that inside tall curb there, a real feature of this racetrack. So it is TX leading this race as we head up towards nearly 2 minutes over. It's TX ahead by 1.9 seconds of Zen. There is 2 minutes over exactly. And we've been very, very generous with the overage. Less so with my next stream. We'll be over on the SVR channel. I hope if anyone on SVR is waiting, they can see where we are right now with regard to the race. But it's Comacopa in P3, Zen leading, TX leading. Coma's been on great form here today. That'd be a fantastic podium for him. I think he might have been dreaming of the win after lap 1 and qualifying. No problem, Kuroskai. I get it. It's Nürburgring special event. We're actually at Nürburgring Grand Prix later on for SVR as well. TX Beastars over on the grass slightly. That will bring Zen right into battle, and he's within half a second as they come towards the edge of the circuit. We're heading up towards the 3-minute over mark, and I think that's off on the grass for TX once again, and it's over. It's over. Will that come through as a win for TX or for Zen? That was the last few seconds. It's Zen who wins in the end. Incredible. How on earth did he throw it away at the very death there? I cannot believe it. Zen wins despite the fact that he went off on the final lap and gave up the lead. He passed with about 2 seconds to go TX, who put himself on the grass at the dying embers of the race. Zen got the fastest lap in the end. We didn't have a fully dry laps, hence the best lap of a 9:03. Zen, TX, Comacopa, your podium ahead of Glovas, Junkai, K. Morris, Preston, astonishing. Izzy, Kaozuka and Ozzy finishing on the lead lap. Floody 1 down. Thanks to Saito for doing the safety car today. Thank you everybody for your attention today. Let me know what happens in the comments after the race if you can. But thank you so much from me, Webbo, from us at Deviant Racing. Thank you for watching. We will catch you on the next